All right, now guns in holster or the guns out, we're struggling over a loose gun or a gun that we've just gotten back a hold of. So someone's behind us, but they're grabbing for the gun and they're trying to get a hold of it. Keeping it close to your body is stronger, but now I need to put rounds on the person. Here's a technique that we've worked on quite a while. It's called the iron wing technique, which means most disarms from a firearms comes from someone manipulating the muzzle. All the disarms come in from manipulation. So I'm taking away that leverage point. So as I bring the gun, it's going to go underneath my arm here, and you can kind of see it sticks out a little bit. And so this is for a little bit longer muzzle, right? When you start getting into the shorter muzzles, you have to make sure that the muzzle is sticking beyond your arm so you don't shoot yourself. So even right here, as I'm struggling, I'm just pushing it right underneath my arm. So you can kind of see where it's at. Here's kind of one of the tests. If I can see the laser hitting, right, I know it's far enough, it's cleared, right? But imagine that I'm this close right here, person's grabbing me, hugging me. All I have to do is stick it underneath my arm, pin it, and guess what? That's right where the round is going to go, right behind me. They may not even see the muzzle. It is going to probably cycle just one time. Realize that. But guess what? I still have control of the weapon enough to start turning and fighting to get back control or keep control and cycle another round. All right, so one more time from the holster here, and I'll do it right here so you can see the placement. So I draw it, right? I bring it underneath, so it's pointed behind me, and I pin it tight underneath my arm, right? So as the person's grabbing for the gun, they're actually pulling it right back on target where it's going to end up hitting them. This one, obviously on the range, a lot of caution needs to be used to make sure the muzzle has cleared the person. Obviously having a shirt on will help. And sometimes the clothing can get pinched a little bit in when it tries to cycle. Have someone there prepared to pull it back out if you need it. All right, let's see it live fire on the range. All right, so remember, this is an advanced technique. You need to have someone, instructor with you to make sure you're doing this correctly. Designed for a longer muzzle, not a short, tiny barrel. So again, I'm here, I'm close quarter, and as I bring the gun up, it's going underneath my armpit, right? I'm not lasering myself with the gun, it's right here. Get it tight to your body. It's a weapon retention, right? Pull the trigger, right? And realizing that this is a weapon retention technique, right? And it's only gonna do the one round. I pull the trigger again, nothing. So I can either fight back out of this, but again, I wanna let that round do the work. If I need to come back to the G-wraps position, I can continue to fight if I'm going to cycle. But if the person's even on the ground trying to get a hold of the gun, it's not that hard to bring the gun back underneath you. As long as they're trying to grab it, it's right back where I need it to be, find that target, and pull it. A lot of people could be very anxious about this technique. So guess what? We can still use the SIRT pistol, right, to check it before they do it. So basically being able to draw it, bring it underneath, and you can see right now that the laser's hitting, right? If it's too far forward and I'm blocking it with my body, guess what? No laser. So this would be a good one to have them practice. Bring it underneath and check to see that the laser's where I want it to be, right? So, and obviously I'd be a lot closer to the target if it's behind me. This is just letting you see that the gun's here and I'm pulling the trigger. All right, so you can have them go through reps of one, making sure that when they draw the gun, especially if someone's grabbing for it, protecting it, bringing it underneath, pivoting back towards, and then you're firing here. Person trying to grab it is going to be right where they need to be. All right, we're back from live fire on the range. Now, remember, have a qualified instructor with the G-wraps position, right? We have to do both dojo work, and all our officers have to do live fire because they have to trust the technique. So remember that if someone's going after your gun, you're likely only going to get one round off if they grab onto the muzzle anywhere. So having control of it right off the bat is important, but having a qualified instructor to make sure you don't hurt yourself or hurt others at the range. And remember, with the under the chin shot for the G-wraps position, probably can't do that on the range because no range is going to be rated for a straight up shot. All right, so have a qualified instructor to help you as you practice these techniques.